Students came to the USSR to study in different republics. And I was among those who arrived in 1980. We were spread out through different Soviet cities. I'm from the state of Kerala in India, the most southern state on the Bay of Bengal, the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean. Odessa is also a port city on the Black Sea. I like that Odessa was closer to my city, where I lived earlier. I didn't want to live in the capital of Ukraine, only in Odessa. I entered to the Odessa Medical Institute. And graduated after 6 years with a specialization in traumatology and orthopedics. There I met my wife and our son was born there. Now we live in Kiev, but we still visit Odessa quite often to meet our friends who live there. Why Ukraine? Since the times of the Soviet Union, all pharmaceutical activities have been concentrated on this territory. There were a lot of factories here. The Indian pharmaceuticals industry has always been attractive to the entire world. There are a lot of factories in India, and many of them are multinational companies, seen as they work in many countries and all continents of the world, where there are strict regulatory policies. For this reason, this industry was always attractive and not that expensive. Why? Well, because if you look at the labor force in India, it is cheap. It turns out that you are offered high-quality products at a very affordable price. This was always the slogan of Indian companies. Today, all of the largest Indian companies have united in Ukraine, where they have their own representation. The association has existed for more than 15 years. Today in Ukraine, European rules of regulatory games have been created. Here in Ukraine, only those companies that have all the certifications and all representation here work all over the world. And they supply high-quality medicines not only to certain countries, but also to international organizations. For example, the World Health Organization. Those companies that remain in Ukraine are the most prominent representatives of Indian pharmaceuticals. Previously, distributors participated in the process, but now their number has significantly decreased. Last year, Ukraine began purchasing life-saving drugs through international organizations, and Indian drugs account for a certain percentage of these pharmaceutical products.
Для индийских производителей, да, было принято такое, что если препараты зарегистрированы.
The positive side for Indian producers is that their companies are registered in countries where there are strict regulatory authorities: the US, Austria, Switzerland, and Japan.
Австралия, Швейцария, Япония, да, и тогда его
It is possible to register such companies in Ukraine very quickly. Such a registration procedure was adopted by Ukrainian law. When such companies will be fully operational, this will only be positive for Indian producers of pharmaceuticals.
Позитивно для индийских производителей и в том числе для пациентов Украины.
Indian companies are currently making serious investments in Europe and the US. They build a factory or buy out existing plants. I think that Indian companies can invest a lot of money in Ukraine. Indians are very hardworking people. Just give us favorable conditions and we will work.
Индусы очень трудолюбивые. Им только создавай условия, они могут работать. Здесь мы все с нуля начали. Мы сейчас.
In fact, we started our work from scratch. Now many Indian companies in Ukraine show good results on the Ukrainian pharmaceuticals market.
На украинском фармрынке. Любому индусу ближе всего Махатма Ганди. Это он, который, как бы, отец.
Mahatma Gandhi is very close to the heart of any Indian. He is the father of Indian people.
Это он.
He propagated the idea of ahimsa, which Gandhi called peaceful resistance. Mahatma Gandhi was renowned for his beneficence and freeing India from the colonial regime. At least for me, he is the primary inspiration in all my aspirations in life. Indians have long been famous for being very patient people. Mahatma Gandhi taught us, if someone slaps you on the cheek, turn to them the other cheek. In Ukraine today, there are also many problems, just like in India, but people always hope for the best. In India, we also are waiting for changes for the better for all people in the country. India is a very contrasting country. The north differs from the west and so on. Accordingly, many holidays are celebrated by all Indians, besides political ones such as Independence Day. Next week, the Indian community is going to celebrate the Holiday of Lights. This is one of the big holidays in India, as it marks the beginning of the fiscal year. Moreover, the United Nations recognized International Yoga Day. You must know that yoga gives one harmony in life. You can avoid stressful situations if you do yoga. Therefore, it is also becoming very popular in Ukraine. In recent years, a lot of yoga schools have opened in Ukraine. We have very strong support from the Indian embassy in Ukraine, so we can organize all kinds of events. Talented people come to Ukraine from India to give concerts. The embassy supports schools in which Indian dances and culture are presented.
В то же время мы, так как мы уже сколько, у нас есть несколько семей, которые уже украинская половина, да?
At the same time, we have several families in which people celebrate Ukrainian holidays. Among them are also religious holidays.
Так что как-то находим время и там быть.
Do you know how many tourists go to India? Every year, there are several charter flights to India. Maybe someday soon, direct flights from India to Ukraine will be offered. After all, why not?
из Индии чартерный рейс в Украину. Почему бы нет? Очень много мест, очень красиво.
There are many beautiful cities and places in Ukraine, like Lviv and Transcarpathia.
Я вообще-то не понимаю, почему...
I don't understand why Indian film producers and stars of Bollywood, India's Hollywood, have not yet visited these beautiful places where it is possible to shoot films.
Уже соглашения, по-моему, достигли по этому поводу уже.
I must admit, though, that some agreements have already been made regarding this. They will come to Ukraine to shoot films.
Я недавно спрашивал
I recently said to one expert of a major travel agency, no matter where you operate, you will always see an Indian.
Где бы они ни были, да, и больше всего они видят индусов. На самом деле, когда я тоже иногда...
When I travel, I see our compatriot travelers.
Наших соотечественников, да. Почему? Потому что у нас...
In India, the middle class of the people is very developed.
Средний слой очень богатый, да. То есть средний слой развитый. А кто путешествует средний слой?
But I asked, who travels the middle class? I'm 100% sure that if to create conditions for tourism, there will be a massive influx of tourists to Ukraine.
Туристов в Украину.